Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show, where we talk about food, fashion, finance, and foundations of life. We are live on KCAA Broadcasting Network, 10:50 a.m., following broadcasts in 102.3 FM and 106.5 FM. We are serving the world one household at a time. KCAA is affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports. We are sponsored by Sheltered Studios, Fire Up Connect, and Yeater Peak Performance Coaching.
Welcome back to KCAA Radio. We are live here in Redlands, California, with your host of the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Foundation segment, Kim Yeater. I am so excited to be with you today. If you want to have a fabulous lifestyle, then be empowered today as we come together to close that gap from where you are to where you want to be in your faith, in your family, in your fitness, mind, body, and soul wellness. Here we go. We have three very special guests today. We have Dr. Kathleen Bianco, professor, clinical coordinator, and primary PA. We've got Anne-Marie Nye, family nurse practitioner, pediatric wound care specialist, and Dr. Marilyn Singleton, anesthesiologist, immediate past president of the Association of the American Physicians and Surgeons. Are you ready? So listen on in, guys. Take notes. This is your opportunity to go home with a learning today. You may be at home. Grab that notepad. You will have a takeaway that will absolutely empower you because you have everything that you need for your success. Let's bring our first guest on in. We've got Dr. Kathleen Bianco. Dr. Kathy, are you there in house?
I am here.
Oh, I'm so excited. It's so honorable. I got to tell our audience a little bit about you, Dr. Kathleen Bianco. So Dr. Kathleen Bianco is a 2003 graduate from Western University of Health Sciences Physician Assistant Program in 2003. She completed a PhD in Public Health epidemiology in 2016 from Walden University. And she's currently a professor and a clinical coordinator at Western University and works clinically as a primary care PA. This woman does not hold back. Kathleen has been encouraged by God to serve and write a book on prosperity in all things, how God makes sure his broken people are being restored. Kathy, I'm so excited for our audience to hear your perspective as a doctor on a personal level and on the as a doctor's perspective and on a personal level on the importance of faith, family, and fitness, mind, body, and soul. So let's get started. How are you today?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm so good. And I just got to tell the audience, guys, this woman did not hold back. She went back to school in her later years to become a doctor. She said there's no better time than now. It doesn't matter where you are in life, just get started. The start is what stops most people. Don't let that stop you. Dr. Kathy did not let that stop her. Dr. Kathy, will you share with me today the importance from a doctor's perspective on having faith, what that's like for your patients, what you've begun to see in that arena with the thousands of patients you've worked with?
I think that's something that is so special, and I'm so thankful to be able to have a spiritual relationship, because I believe that all the way through school that was directed. I knew where I was going to go because I feel God had led me there. And as I was talking with my patients on one-to-one basis, there are things that there's a prompting in your head sometimes that goes, what about this? Ask them about that. Maybe unforgiveness, or there's something else that they're doing incorrectly health-wise that you're, and there's a way you're just guessing, because it's not like God is standing there saying, well, this is what I want you to ask them. But because you're connected with the Spirit, it's easy to walk into each room and go, okay, God, just give me wisdom. Just show me what I need to do for this patient. There have been times when I have I had a patient many, many years ago that was diagnosed with diabetes. Not uncommon. It's our bread and butter, basically. However, she said, you know what? I'm not going to believe that. I am not going to believe that I have diabetes, and I'm just going to stand against it. And I thought, wow, hey, I'm going to stand against it with you. But how about if we treat it with meds first, or diet, or exercise, or food? Just because you have diabetes right now, let's say you have cancer, you have it right now. Let's get something else on board to help you physically as well as touching you spiritually. So she bought that. We got her all taken care of. And between all of the tools that we have to get people well, she did fine. She did great. But it was a matter of just like, let me use my gift. I think my gift not only is helping my patients spiritually sometimes, I think it is medically where they are. What are the tools that they have? And let's use those tools. I believe that that's how God planned my life medically.
Kathy, that is incredible. You know, what I'm really getting from you is one of the major tools and resources that you equip yourself with is not just the knowledge, because you have a lot of knowledge and years of study, but the power is you bring your faith in. It's almost like the wisdom, the discernment, the insight. You're waiting for the download, and bringing the creator into that moment allows for a whole new possibility that's created. She saw something new for herself that she didn't see before.
Yes. And, because she said, there's a lot of political correctness going on and whatnot. And I don't want to get called out and get yelled at by the other people that I work with that may not be born again, that they feel like I am being disrespectful or I shouldn't be praying in the office or something of that sort. I always let the patient mention something first. And when I know what pathway to go, as soon as I see that opening, then I will look them in the eye and I will say, so how are you doing with that? Is there some other way that you might need to be looking at forgiveness for your daughter, or
So
forgiveness
good.
in your husband? Or I understand that he is an alcoholic. So what can you and I do to help you move through this path until things change? So what I love about it is the freedom that as soon as they say something, I've got an opening.
Okay, I love it. So let's hang right there, because you touched on the relationships in their lives. That's going to transition us right into family. What's the importance about having relationships, about having family in the wellness of your clients?
Well, our lives are not just us. Our lives are our job. Our lives are our church. Our lives are our neighbors. Our lives are the employees that we work with, the employers that we work with. It is the country that we pay taxes to. We're involved in so many things with relationships with other people, whether it be your children or your husband or your mom and dad, that I think that's a super complicated question, and I have to now think about how.
Okay, well, let's do this. Let's go right to you on a personal level, because the impact on you, we can tell where faith lies for you, right? And the impact it has on your patients. Now, for family, what's the importance of family for you?
Having that close-knit, it's almost like having a bubble wrap. So you've got a bubble wrap, and that is your protection and your trust and your honesty. You not only, like with my husband, there are so many things and ways that he supports me. Sometimes I have to ask him, well, do you remember me telling you this? Oh, yeah, I'm supporting you with that. Because sometimes I get busy in my own little, electron loop that I will forget that he's there to support me. I'm there to support my children, not only faith-wise, especially faith-wise, but every little thing, the foods that you give them, the food you eat, the way you get up in the morning, how you live your life, when you go to bed, all of that speaks to what opportunity do I have to use Jesus in that? What opportunity can I do to make things either better or change, make it exactly what God wants. And for each kid, it's different, right? So you've got so many different children that have so many different needs, and there's no book that goes with these children.
That's right.
So,
Okay, let's hold right there. That's so good. There is no book, but the importance is I'm hearing that weaving in of faith into your family. That once again, you're not doing it on your own. You are resourcing up to the Creator to really give you the wisdom and the discernment to know what that need is, whether it's cooking healthy for your family,
right,
or being present, or knowing what to pray for. So now let's talk about when it comes to fitness, mind, body, and soul wellness. What's the importance that you see with the thousands of patients that you've worked with when it comes to fitness, mind, body, and soul wellness?
Oh gosh, well that's a great one. First, I want to tell you one thing. I don't think I've explained this to you before. Our youngest son was a little bit difficult. I was at the stage where I was still like doing his laundry, and sometimes he did his own and whatever. But I took the opportunity to take his clothes, dry them, and I prayed over his underwear. I prayed over his shoes. I prayed over his shirt that God would show me the best way to raise him, so that I was not going to be making any mistakes or do things out of anger. And that is one of my funny stories about praying the Holy Spirit over my kid's underwear.
I love it. I was going to tell you, hang on. That's great. I've not done that yet. That's an action I'm going to take. I am going to do that.
I think you should, because I think that's just down to the nitty-gritty of who we are as moms and the opportunity we have to pray over the door jambs, pray over a kid's underwear. You know what? That's just the seat of the pants. So perfect. Okay. Now, fitness. So my best thing, I think, with my patients is full spectrum. What tools do they have to work with? Let's say your patient does not have enough money to get a gym membership. Well, what can they do? They can walk around the block. They can add in better food. They, just you give them choices. So would this work better than this? Would this be better than that? I try and be the type of provider that I would want to talk to. Someone that I could trust, that would be honest with me, that could be funny, that could cry with me, that could pray with me. Because that to me is full spectrum of every area of their lives. Because you're talking to them about their food. You're talking to them about their lifestyle. Now you're talking to them about fitness. During COVID was the most difficult thing because everything went out the window. Patients gained weight. We had mental health issues with COVID. Because people were scared, they're stuck in their home.
That's right.
Now, how do we get them to exercise?
Right there. How do we get them to exercise? You're providing solutions. You're giving them choices. You're meeting your patients right where they're at. You're bringing in faith. You're bringing in trust. You're laying that foundation, building the rapport, and being honest with them. Dr. Kathy Bianco, it is a gift to know you. You are a gift in so many lives. Thank you for being with us today. We have to have you back. You guys stand by. Thank you, Dr. Kathy Bianco. I love you. And we'll see you all in just a few minutes with Anne Marie Nice. Stand by. You're at KCAA Radio with Kim Yeater. Foundation segment.
We are live on KCAA Broadcasting Network, 1050 a.m., following broadcasts in 102.3 FM and 106.5 FM. We are serving over 5 million households in the Inland Empire, North County, San Diego, Orange County, and San Gabriel Valley. We are serving the world one household at a time. We are also in iHeart, Spotify, Tiki Live, Ustream, Apple, iTunes, and anywhere with your favorite podcast. KCAA is affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports. We are sponsored by Sheltered Studios, Fire Up Connect, and Kim Yeater Peak Performance Coaching.